Thanks for pressing play, Brian here. In this video I want to show you this car here. This is a 2019 Honda Jazz and this is an executive and it's also an automatic gearbox. In this video we're going to have a look around the features on this car and we're going to have a drive in the car and we're going to see what's going on the inside and the outside, and hopefully it'll give you a better understanding of what this specification and car is all about. This car is a 1.3 100 brake horsepower VTEC engine and it's also got an automatic CVT continuously variable transmission setup. If there's any information you want on this particular car, please do call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, 086 843 1945. Or if you're watching on YouTube and you think the video is useful, please do like and subscribe because it lets me know the video is useful. And if there's any information that I've missed, just let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, let's start off looking around the car by looking at the features that are on the outside of the car. The first thing that jumps out to me on this car is it has LED headlights, which are pretty rare. From later 2019 we got LEDs on the Jazz, and that meant the dipped headlight, the daytime running lamp and even the full headlight became LED. And what I love about LEDs is they're really classy and upmarket looking. They look really nice, but they are actually quite functional as well. They last longer and they have better light than a normal halogen headlight. I think these cars look really well in this bright silver colour. Front parking sensors are standard, front fog lights are also standard on this car as well. But the bumper from later 2018 had a nice aggressive front bumper compared to the previous generation, and silver is a colour that really shows it up, so the bumper looks a little bit fatter than the normal version, which makes it look nice, I think. And because it's an executive model then, it also gets 16-inch alloy wheels and they're a nice diamond cut finish. And what I mean by that is your hand in front, there's a nice shiny reflective surface on, and even like this evening you can see the way it reflects, and even under artificial light at night time as well, they look really cool. This particular example is a one owner, privately owned car from brand new, and it's about to get cleaned up, so when the next person buys it, it'll be really nice condition. On the rear of the car then, the taillights, just like those front ones, are nice LEDs which look cool as well. And to complement the front parking sensors, there's rear parking sensors on this car as well, and the rear bumper is quite aggressive to match the front bumper we saw already. And because of the executive model then, privacy glass is also standard on the rear, which looks nice because it's upmarket, but it's actually really handy as well for keeping the sun out of children's eyes. And actually one other thing as well, I forgot to mention, these headlights as well are auto adaptive, so when you meet traffic they actually dip themselves and they go full by themselves as well, and they're automatic from the point of view of if you leave the lights on, they'll automatically even turn themselves off when you're finished your journey, or again when you come out to the car and you want to get going, they'll turn themselves on as well when you use the key. For driving the car then, what you'll normally do is you leave this key here. This key serves a couple of functions. First of all, if you want, there is actually a key that's hidden in there if you want to use the manual version, but why would you do that? You can then use the second way, which is lock and unlock like a normal car, or the third thing you can do is leave it in your pocket and you walk up to the car, and what you do is you put your hand in and it automatically unlocks. Once it's into the car then, it is on a push button start, so we're going to put our foot on the brake and hit the start stop button and the engine starts. The gear selector then, park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then there's a more sporty mode back through here, but for most people they're going to go backwards, they're going to go nowhere, or they're going to go forwards, and when they finish their journey they're going to go into P, and that's pretty much most of what they'll use. In terms of comfort then, the seat is going to be height adjustable upwards or downwards. This is an anti-whiplash head restraint, which means you can bring it all the way forward to reduce how far your neck goes if you're hit from behind, or you can let it back for more comfort. And then the steering wheel, like all Hondas, is rake reach, so it goes in and out and it goes up and down as well. So to get going then, we're going to select reverse, and we got a camera to go with those sensors we talked about, and the camera's got a couple of functions as well. It can go really wide, or it can go look straight downwards, or it can have a normal kind of view, and those guidelines as well are dynamic when I turn the wheel. Cruising for entertainment, you will have HDMI, which you can't use while you're driving, and what that does is allows you to use video on the screen up through there. There is a USB connector in through here, there's a 12 volt outlet in through there, and in the armrest there is another USB connector in through here, and yet another 12 volt outlet in through there as well. And the radio's got lots of other functionality as well, which we'll have a look at in a sec. But let's get going on the road and we'll see what it's like to drive. The other thing as well is the car has paddles on the steering, so I can manipulate the gears, but again I'll talk to you better about that as we're driving. So to start off the journey, I've started off with D, which is the normal mode that most people are going to use. As we said, this is a continuously variable transmission, so what that means is I'm leaving here now and it's using really minimal engine revolutions. Some people have complained that these CVTs are a little bit noisy, and yes, technically they are if you completely floor them, but honestly ask yourself, how often do you actually floor a car? And here's the thing, there's a reason that they do that, but it's actually a good thing. In a traditional automatic car, you start off and the car will go up and down through gears just like a manual car, and there's really no fuel saving. Here's the thing with a CVT and a car like this, you see the way it's accelerating and the engine revolutions are never really getting any more than 2000, and once we get up to 60 kilometers an hour and we're cruising, the engine revolutions are staying the same, and then they're going to actually drop back down. So this is the whole beauty of this. It's giving you the exact revolutions you need. In this case, I don't need much. It's using using less fuel than a normal automatic car or a manual car would be at this point. Which really means then the only time this car is ever going to get noisy is if you completely floor it, like from here, from 0 onwards. So if I floor the car, now the engine revolutions are high, they're going up to 5,500 RPM, but I'm looking for maximum power. And in fairness, is it not fair to say most of the time when you floor any car, it is going to sound like a bee in a bottle because you're really asking for the engine to do its maximum. The thing about these cars is, check this out, you're doing about 100 kilometers an hour on a secondary road. Look where the engine revolutions are. They are way lower than a normal car would be. So you're back to fuel efficiency. And if you want more aggressive driving, remember we said there was an S mode, so we can drop back the gear stick to S, which means then the car will sit at higher engine revolutions, which means when you put your foot down, it'll be more responsive. And the paddles we talked about as well, we can manipulate the actual engine revolutions. So this car simulates like it has 7 gears to make it more interesting for the driver. So we can go up or down through the gears using the paddles on the left or right hand side, and we can do that regardless of whether we're in drive mode or sport mode, and it just makes the car more engaging and fun to drive. Moving on to the inside of the car again, there is a nice big boot and it's in good condition on this car, but you would expect that because it is a nearly new car. And the thing about the Jazz is it's really versatile. So look at the amount of space you get when you drop down the back seats. It's very like something you get in a small commercial vehicle. These cars are really practical. Look at the way the rear door opens. It's pretty much like a right angle, and as we saw, those seats fold down, but they also have a cool function because they fold upwards, and it makes the rear of the car, it does that on both sides, and you end up with a tall mode, so it allows real flexibility if you want to put awkward things in the back of the car. And the space in the back of these cars is absolutely ridiculous. For this segment of car, it makes no sense at all. Look at the amount of legroom I have in front of me, sitting behind myself at 6 foot. There's an unbelievable amount of space back here. Really handy as well for loading child seats in or out. And 4 people would be dead happy doing a long journey in something like this. 5 people, no problem as well. But ideally 4 is really comfortable, and it's got one other really cool thing on the front as well. First things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take out this headrest. The second thing we do then is slide the passenger seat forward. The third thing you do then is you flatten down that part of the seat there by just pushing it backwards. The fourth thing you do is you take off your shoes. My God, these ones have seen better days. And the fifth thing you do is you lounge in style. This is so comfortable. If you had to wait somewhere for someone, why would you sit upright in your car? Well, you can do that. Like, I mean, that takes what, like 15 seconds or something like that. And now you are super comfortable in your car. Happy day. And actually the other thing that's pretty neat on these passenger seats as well is they're height adjustable. That sounds like a small thing, but that is really rare on this segment of car as well, and it's something that a lot of people ask for. And while we're sitting over here, the radio that we talked about already, it is a connect function, so it'll have things like Bluetooth, which means you can Bluetooth music or use Spotify or any of that kind of stuff. There is a CD player, there's auxiliary connectors we saw already if you want to use a memory stick or music from your phone. Touch and swipe, general settings overall, Bluetooth information up through there, and like, to be fair, you can get really detailed if you want to use things like an internet browser and all that kind of stuff as well. So there you have it. That is our 2019 Honda Jazz 1.3 automatic, and that is the executive version, and we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, a family run business in operation for almost 70 years. Like we were saying, if there's any information you want in the car, please do call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, 086 843 1945. And if you are watching on YouTube and you think the video is useful, please do like and subscribe, because it lets me know the video is useful. And if there's information I'm missing, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do best to have it in the next video. Anyway, hopefully the car is of interest. Thanks for taking time to watch. There is a warranty on this car until 2022, and we will do any trade-in we can take from that car, and we also organise finance as well. So anyway, thanks for watching.